Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today. That's right, to do One Piece episode 622 review. So, of course, before I get started, you guys can look down in the description box below for the link to the episode on One Piece Official and the preview for next week's episode also in the description box down below. Now, the episode is actually very simple. It really is simple. So, this review should be quick by my standards. Should. Keyword should. Now, first of all, the ending of the episode is obviously the most important part of the episode. What the goal is of their alliance. Now, mind you, I don't think that Luffy has informed the others about their alliance with Law. Nor do I think that most of the crew even know about the goal of their alliance, who they're trying to take out. But let's focus on stage one of the episode. Stage one. Or let's focus on a few things in the episode, then I'll go to the last part. First of all, Law. So it's always good to start off with a little bit of Law. Trafalgar Law. First of all, he's able to cut these kids up in pieces, right? Of course, that's what his room does. And in doing so, was able to remove the poison, remove the drug within their bodies. And these kids actually feel a lot better. I mean, to the point where Mocha, who you thought was on the fence between life and death, is actually A-okay now. Now, what this means to me, and I've said this before in chapter reviews, in some prior episodes in this arc, but this is what I believe, personally, and I don't think Oda has confirmed this, but this is what I see. When it comes to Law's ability, alright, the Ope Ope no Mi, I think that when his room is active, the closer he is to an object within his room, the greater control he has over that object. For example, when you take a look at his mess ability, his scalpel, he has to be really close to someone in order to do that, in order to remove their heart, or maybe one of their internal organs, like maybe their brain, if he could actually do that, which would be devastating. Or his, or a kidney. God forbid a testicle. I don't know. Maybe some low blow scalpels. I have no idea. But what I'm trying to say here is that I think he has to be in close proximity to someone. I haven't seen him do a far range scalpel within his room. Also, when you take a look at the counter shock ability, every time he's done it, he had to be up close and personal. First time he had Iku Brothers, second time Virgo. So the thing here is that when it comes to his room, I think that there's like a proximity rule too, where in which the closer he is to an object, the greater control he has over that object. He's able to remove the drug from these children, and of course the drug has affected him on a cellular level. On a cellular level. And he's able to remove the drug from their bodies. So, I mean, maybe, I don't think I'm wrong, but Oda himself hasn't really stated this. I don't think in an SBS, and I don't think that the One Piece Wiki even has that on their site. So, I mean, Oda has to say it himself, I believe so, but that's what I think it actually works. Like, there's also a proximity rule too. I strongly believe that when it comes to Law's room. Otherwise, he could be just doing scalpels everywhere and just removing internal organs from any distance within his room. Any distance. And he can't do that. Maybe in the future of the One Piece story, where in which he gets more powerful, he can do that. But at this point in time, I don't really know. Now, that's number one. Number two, the kids are going to be taken by the Navy as opposed to Nami, which makes perfect sense. That makes absolute sense. Because if they're going to be with pirates, they're going to be in far more danger as opposed to being with the Navy. And even though G5 are a rough bunch, they have Tashigi, she's a nice woman, and Tashigi actually reminds Nami of her own mother, her foster mother, Belumere-san. And so that's why Nami was so comfortable with the idea of giving the children over to Tashigi. So apparently Nami, she may just swing both ways. The pedestal goes both ways. She may just have this affinity for no, she does. She has this affinity for female Marines because again they remind her of her mother. At least in this case, because Tashigi is a nice woman. But the thing here is that, well, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. There's no reason to go even further and try and decipher Nami's sexual preference. There's no reason to do that. So that's number 2. Number 3, the reuniting of Kinemon and Momonosuke. That was touching. Now, I don't know, maybe I had my tampon on today. I have no idea why. But it was touching. And just seeing these two, because they've been through a lot. And actually, when we see Momonosuke, he's eating his food. Like, he's scarfing it down. And mind you, he is hungry, but also he's crying. He was starving, but also he was crying. And Luffy assumes that because Sanji's food is that good. But Sanji says, no, there's something more to it. They've been through something. And when Kinemon is talking to his son, he says, hopefully they'll be okay. Something along those lines. So he's implying that there is someone else, or they know someone else that's also that is also in danger. Because he says, hopefully they'll be okay. So there is something going on here between these two individuals, Kinemon and Momonosuke. You have to wonder, why did it come to Punk Hazard in the first place? Let's start there. Why would Momonosuke and Kinemon come to Punk Hazard in the first place? I mean, well, Kinemon we knew. But, actually, never mind. Wait, pause, hold. No. He was taken by the ship and then blah, 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 sent over to... Okay, never mind. Scratch that. So we know why they're there in the first place. We know why. Okay, fine. But either way, there's something going on here that only they know about, and they haven't said anything yet. Because otherwise, Kinemon wouldn't have said what he said. That's simple. And there's also... We actually get to see Sanji use some new Kamakenpo cooking, which is cool. Because he learned it for a reason. And we do know that the new Kamakenpo cooking has this certain ability where actually, and I've said it before, I believe that this may actually be a roundabout power-up method for the One Piece series when it comes to the character's physical strength, where in which if they eat Sanji's food, his new Kama cooking, they are able to actually gain greater vitality, greater physical endurance, physical strength because of his food. So, almost like Toriko. So the thing here is that this may actually be a way for Luffy, even characters like Usopp and Nami, to actually gain greater physical prowess through Sanji's cooking. If they're fatigued, if they're wounded, they eat some new Kama cooking and they're just, they power and they're good. So, I'm just throwing out there. But that was cool to see. He makes some sea pork stew. Now, or some hormone sea pork stew. So, I mean, the hormone part, I have no idea what's in there. But hey, fuck it. If it works, it works. And also, this part I didn't like at all, where in which apparently, after they torture Caesar Clown, quote-unquote torture, basically they find out that Kinemon, that the other Marines on the island are also alive. They're still alive. Which to me is like, no. I don't like that. I mean, that means that the Shinokuni, because there's like either there's a cure or they can just break them up like they broke Kinemon apart, so they can remove the poison layer wax over their bodies. Really? So Shinokuni, the land of dead, my ass. It's the land of dead after like a few months encased in poison, apparently. Ugh. Like, me personally, it just kind of mitigates a lot of what was done during the arc. A lot of the sense of danger that came from, if not, no, all the sense of danger that came from the Shinokuni itself is mitigated because of the fact that, okay, well, we can just run back to the island, break our buddies apart, and they're A-okay. So, it shouldn't be called Shinokuni. It doesn't deserve the name Shinokuni, alright? It just doesn't. That's not appealing at all. I mean, I'm a big proponent of, if you imply that someone's dead, especially when it comes to fodder, leave them dead. I'm a big fan of leave the dead, dead. Leave dead dogs where they lie. End of story. But fuck it. We move on. Because I'm not a fan of that. And, oh yeah. Law talking to Smoker, and then Smoker saying, "Why are you like? What are you using the straw hats for?" Because again, Flamingo Dofi's on his way. He's coming. He's coming, and they're having a banquet. They're having a party when Flamingo is on his way. That's some scary shit. It's pugnacious, but it's scary as all hell. And Dofi's coming. He's pissed. And they're just chilling, having a party. I would haul ass. I mean, Law is shocked. I mean, maybe with all of them there. Maybe with Smoker, with Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Law. Maybe they can beat Flamingo. But even still, he's gonna kill so many Marines, so many kids. Like, yeah, string up, twitch fingers, heads gone. So, I mean, we do know that someone else is on the way, another big name, and I don't know. Maybe he can counterbalance Dofi. Maybe he can counterbalance Flamingo, which he probably. Well, who knows? Because it's the whole debate of. Well, no, that's a whole different debate. But because I know people who constantly debate the strength of some of the Chichibukai, such as Kuma, Flamingo, Mihawk, against the Admirals. So, I mean, the Admirals are the Marines' strongest, but then the Chichibukai aren't really part of the Marines, more so they're just pirates that are paid off by the Marines to not cause any chaos and havoc within the world of One Piece. And they come, and because of that amnesty, they have to sometimes do what the Marines tell them to do, like come to any war areas on behalf of the Marines and the New World, and the world government. So, I don't know. Question: is Mihawk stronger than? Actually, I'll think he would. To be honest, I'll think that Mihawk is actually stronger than all the Admirals, because Mihawk he's had daily duels with Shanks. It's like, dude, he's the world's strongest swordsman. He hasn't been hit once in the entire story of One Piece. He hasn't been scratched once, not one single time. I don't, take just moving on. The thing here is that Law himself actually feels that he may be manipulated by Luffy, which is Luffy has no real intention of manipulating Law, but you get sucked into Luffy's pace. All right, Luffy does what Luffy does, and sometimes you just get caught up in the maelstrom that is Luffy's pace. So, and that's one hell of a maelstrom. So I'll leave it at that. And finally, the last part that I want to touch upon, and I'll call it a video, a review. The person that they're gunning for right now, because he says, okay, so which Yonko do you want to target? Or who are you targeting? Out of all the Yonko, it's not Big Man, it's not Blackbeard, not Shanks, Kaido. King of Beasts, Kaido. The Yonko with the largest veil around him. We know almost nothing about Kaido. All we know is that Drake wanted to kill him. Drake had some beef with Kaido. And now we know that he's known as the King of Beasts. Now, I believe there was a different translation in the manga. And maybe there were a different translation in the anime, depending on where you actually watched it. But the one I watched, it actually said the King of Beasts. Now, the thing here is that from that title alone, we can assume that he has some affiliation with Zoans. We can also assume, and we also know that there was a Yonko, apparently, according to what Caesar Clown said, I believe, where this Yonko had an army of Zoan types. Now, that's scary. An army of Zoans. And this guy's known as the King of Beasts. So I think we can put 2 and 2 together. I think we can do that. Now, but why Kaido? Why Kaido? Why Kaido specifically? Yo, but that's the thing though. It's cool because we all know about Shanks. Everyone knows about red hair Shanks. And Whitebeard's dead. Blackbeard, he comes in there and says, ha ha ha, fuck, I gotta do it now. Dun 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 dun. We all know about Blackbeard. And Big Man, we've had some of her character scheme, her character look, her character design, we've had some of this veil around her removed. Big Man. We saw her 3-eyed TN subordinate. We know that she has crazy dudes like Peckham's, like Tamago. What was the one guy's name, man? Bobin, Mr. I'm gonna start twitching and shit. Like, yeah, I just came back from destroying this country. Boing. It's like, dude, whoa, big man, you have some crazy ass subordinates. She may eat people. And now in comes Kaido, okay? Possibly, we don't know. Because all we know is the King of Beasts, and Drake doesn't like this fucker. And he had an island, and he had some guards on the island, and Drake was like, no, I'm a T-Rex, but he's the King of Beasts. And it's like, I mean, so he could be a lion. He could be some kind of I would actually want to assume mythical zone, alright? I mean, he's a fucking Yoko, for Christ's sakes. If Sengoku is a mystical zone, if Marco is a mystic zone, can we please make Kaido a mystic zone, please? And now, I want to say dragon, but, you know, maybe Monkey D Dragon is a dragon. Maybe all of his wind powers are, like, dragon-based. He's actually, like, breathing and shit, like, yeah, I mean, just wind, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he has, like, invisible wings, and he's making these whirlwinds. I don't know. But regardless, the thing here is that Kaido is now being chucked in to, or at least his character is being chucked into a very odd situation. Because you wouldn't, because given the circumstances on Fishman Island, knowing that Big Man at some point is going to receive a treasure chest full of bombs, and knowing that this treasure came from Monkey D. Luffy, who just made Fishman Island one of his territories, you would think that the Yonko they want to target is Big Man. In fact, Eustace Kid had some issues with Big Man, because Baron Tamago was like, listen, yo, Big Man, remember when, well, he didn't actually say that, but, oh my god, she would eat him, tomatoes for dinner. But listen, no, the thing about it is that when he was talking to Big Man, and he was saying, hey, do you remember when Eustace, or when we had a few ships that were taken out by, you know, Eustace Kid, so this money would actually be very good for us in order to gain some more ships. The thing here is that Big Man seems to be like the focus point of a lot of these occurrences going on in the New World, this early on in the New World. And the thing here is that all of a sudden we're throwing in Kaido. It's like, Kaido, why? What? Like, what? Law, Kaido. The questions. The plot thickens. But either way, Luffy says, I want to be all of them. God, he is cocky. I mean, he's confident, but sometimes it's like, dude, you just trained for 2 years. And you want to take on all the emperors? I mean, the question here is Luffy, if Luffy can't fuck with Whitebeard, alright, so ask yourself this question. Can Luffy beat Whitebeard? If Luffy, in your mind, if Luffy, and I mean the Whitebeard that we saw in the Marineford War, if Luffy cannot beat that Whitebeard, a sick, old Whitebeard, what in the world makes you think he can beat healthy, well, we can assume, healthy, Big Man, Kaido? Shanks, dude, Shanks. This is the same guy that made Blackbeard bail. Blackbeard, power high, taking on Marines, taking on pirates, taking on everybody. 2 devil fruits. Zehaha. In comes Shanks. Whoa. Deuces. So the thing here is, can Luffy do it? In my opinion, no. I don't think Luffy's even Admiral level at this point in time. I don't. So Luffy says, I want to beat the Yonko. Okay, maybe if you have like a unit, like maybe if it's you and Law and Kid and Hawkins and Apu and all your damn crew members, okay, maybe you can beat Kaido or Big Man then. Maybe. But by yourself, no way. No fucking way. So I'll leave it at that. The episode rating overall, my personal opinion, it was solid. It was okay plus. And I'll leave it at that. Because I talked for too long. Alright, I went to like a mock discussion. In fact, my title is going to be, Can Luffy beat Whitebeard? Fuck it. Done. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Have a nice day.